The UN has appealed for more than £1 billion to provide life-saving assistance to millions of people in Yemen who are facing the threat of famine. Pro-government forces, supported by a Saudi-led coalition, have been battling the rebel Houthi movement since 2015, when its forces overthrew the president and seized the capital, Sana'a. Almost 3.3 million people are now suffering from acute malnutrition, and aid supplies can't be unloaded at Yemen's Red Sea port of Hodeidah after it was bombed by warplanes from the Saudi-led coalition. Our correspondent Nawal Al-Maghafi, one of the few Western journalists who have travelled to Yemen in recent months, has sent this report.
Fatima is the face of hunger in Yemen. In the 6 months since we met her, every day has been a struggle to get food. Her mother says they're barely surviving. Fatima's not alone. There are over 2 million children like her. 90% of Yemen's food is imported, and most of it arrives here, what was once its busiest port. But all the cranes needed to offload the ships have been bombed by the Saudi-led coalition, and the port is barely functioning. The Saudis have imposed an aerial and naval blockade, controlling all imports to the country. They say they're stopping arms from getting to the Houthis and their allies, but that means that very little food is getting through. The World Food Programme has bought new cranes for Hodeidah's port, but we've been told that the Saudi coalition has refused to allow them in for at least 2 months.
These delays in bringing foodstuffs on shore, either commercial or humanitarian, means there's less available, and therefore the prices will go up.
From what I've heard is that the Saudi argument, firstly, is that the port is in control of the Houthis. So they're handing over cranes to a port that's under the control of the rebels. They also say that these cranes could be used to offload arms for the rebels and therefore fuel the fight. What would you say to that?
Those cranes are for WFP. Those cranes are brought in and funded for WFP, who are the logistics cluster, to bring those food goods off ships that are coming in. The port's controlled by the same people who've always controlled the port, and the same as the sea offshore is controlled by the Saudi-led coalition. So we just want these cranes in so we can do our work to make sure the humanitarian pipeline is as strong as it can possibly be.
The fighting for control of the port has been going on now for over 6 months, with neither side winning. And it's the most vulnerable that are left suffering. Nawal Al-Maghafi, BBC News.